It's season 3, episode number 9 of the Inner Power podcast. And today,
Just try to remember.
we gotta remember everything. Oh my gosh, you haven't got to remember anything. That's life. Oh. Today we've been joined by the lovely Harford.
Hello.
Yes, I'm going to find out a little bit more about this exciting line of activewear you've done and all the great stuff that you're...
Yeah, just get familiar
I
with
thought
this
I was
branding,
busy.
guys. You know, just take a good look. You can even screenshot it. There we go.
There we go. So, you're here to talk a little bit about your activewear for women and like how this all come about, because it's evolved. And we met you last week, and you just came in with such a great positive vibe and energy, wasn't it?
Yeah, high energy.
We haven't stopped talking about it all week. That's why I'm so tired. Didn't sleep. So, tell us a bit about what
The activewear.
Yeah.
So I very unexpectedly got pregnant last year. I was a qualified PT and club-a-size instructor, and I love bright, vibrant colours, funky leggings. I got to about 3 months, couldn't fit into anything anymore, so I thought, right, need some new gym gear, perfect excuse. Went out, but everything was just really plain, which is, it's nice, but it's not me. It's, you know, and I just don't feel comfortable in sort of black leggings and grey ones, etc.
I am exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just me.
Cow print's nice.
I like the cow print.
So I thought, right, I can't find what I want, so I'm just going to design my own. So I did, and I went out to a couple of manufacturers and got some samples through. And it was brilliant. It was lovely. And I thought, great, I can wear these for 6 months. And then it was like, but then what do I do? Because, you know, and I was really happy with the designs. I did 5 different designs to start with, and I just absolutely loved them all, but I wanted to continue to wear them. So I thought, right, I'm not going to focus on just maternity wear. I want to branch out so I can wear these for the rest of my life, and then I'm not, you know, I won't just have one kind of market. I'm reaching out to everybody. So it kind of evolved from there. So yeah, as well as doing the maternity leggings, which was the original, I now do the capris. We've got the skirts, I've got the bra tops, I've got the dry fit vest tops, matching scrunchies.
I seen that. I was going to ask you when you came in.
Yeah, so I've got to have a matching scrunchie. Yeah. So yes, it's just evolved from there really.
Yeah.
And so we've been going. I officially launched in November last year, and I had my baby 25th of July. So 4 months after.
Wow.
And yeah, it's been brilliant. It's been really good. And luckily I'm in the right business anyway, so I've got a lot of people at my club-a-size classes wear them. It's brilliant. We get there and we're all in matching leggings.
That's so cool.
I think the other week there was 8 of us. We all had the purple star twinkle, purple twinkle leggings on, and it was great. And it's just so nice. If I walk around town or go to a gym and I see someone in my leggings, and I want to run over and be like, I made those. But I would just scare people.
Do you keep like walking past going?
So yeah, I just have to like. Then I text my husband. I'm like, oh my god, I've just seen someone in my leggings, and it's just I'm so proud. It's brilliant. It's really nice. So yeah, it's a good feeling.
Yeah, wow.
So,
Well, last week when we met for the first time, and I got my very own pair of capris, you know, I
had to prize them off, and you need to wash them.
every time I saw you online, you were in the capris.
She was, yeah.
They are so comfortable, and I do like
thank you.
because you know, I was in the fitness industry for years and years and years. So working as a personal trainer, for me, it was always very important to have a very comfortable sportwear as well as see-through, not see-through. You know,
That's
not the word.
What sort of personal training were you doing?
The only one in the world.
Yeah.
So it was important. It was squat proof, right? And yours are absolutely squat proof. You can get in any position you want, and you feel safe.
Yeah.
Because that was very important for me. People are really conscious, you know, especially when they are just bending over. They just don't want to show their underwear.
Yeah.
I was one of those people. I still am. So for that reason, and many others, I do love them. I love the design, and I love the fact they are high-waisted.
Yeah.
To point that my mother-in-law wants one pair as well.
Brilliant.
You know, so you know, she's gonna get it. She doesn't know it, but she's gonna get it.
It will now.
Yeah. But this is coming out. You know.
Oh, it'll be after. Okay.
So that's gonna be afterwards. So I'm super excited about your clothing line, and the fact it's gonna be here. Available for members of the academy.
Brilliant.
So they will have, because you know what it's like, guys, you know, it's nice to watch something on the picture, and many things looks nice on the picture, and when you receive it you think actually this is not what I was looking for, so your hopes were, you know, high, you received the product and then you were like, oh. Here there's nothing like that, nothing like that. And because we're gonna have your samples hanging here, people will have a opportunity to touch it, to stretch it, to feel it. And I think that's the best way to to promote what you're doing, because I love your story, how it all started, how it led you to what you're doing right now, and how great products you're offering to people who love sports and fitness.
Thank you. And I just think with sportswear as well, when you go, you just want to feel good. Like you said, it's going to be really comfortable, but you kind of want to stand out and feel good in your stuff and just be just out there, really.
Yeah, well, we're all about building people's confidence up, and through it is about physical health, but I think you said you've done a lot of mindset coaching as well.
That's right, lots of life coaching.
It is, and I think that is like such a key for what we do, as well as having that energy, and stuff.
I mean, when you've got the right gear on, it does boost your confidence,
and
you feel really good. And for some people, going into a gym or any centre, it can be quite nerve-wracking.
I think 100% it is.
If you're feeling a bit more confident in yourself because you like what you're wearing, these are high-waisted, so they're really flattering as well, and you feel good, you look good, so you go in and you have got that bit more confidence and stuff. So,
definitely. 100%, 100%. And I like the product because it seems to cater for everyone.
Yeah.
Everything.
I mean, these ones, these are the capris. I love undoing these. Just exciting.
You just keep upping them up.
Yeah, I can't fold them back properly.
No.
My effort at folding them in is just awful. I will show you later.
Yeah.
So these are the capris. So these are the shorter length ones.
That's the one I have.
Yeah, so these are perfect for summer.
Yeah.
So you've got your high waist here. So especially for me, that's good, especially after having a baby and everything. So it does tuck everything in, and it does slightly stretch, but they're really fitted, and you just feel really safe and secure in these.
Yes.
So I know if I squat or I'm doing any yoga or anything, I'm not going to have a builder's bum, basically. So these will stay up. They're nice and secure, and they're just a good fit. And what I did as well I didn't want labels in them, because I know I've had gym wear before where I've got labels, and if you're sweating, and then they're just really annoying.
I always cut them out.
But then I cut them out.
Annoying, aren't they?
You still get the little bits. So there's no labels in here, so I put everything. I think you might be able to see on there. So you've got all the details on there. You've got your size, your washing instructions.
But for me, when we had a look last week, and I seen your name in there as well, and I thought, oh my god, this just looks so professional.
Oh, thank you.
It does, seriously, and I mean, they do feel nice, and I think sometimes it's little things that, like I said, you came in, got such a great energy about you, but so you've put that into
my leggings,
into your products, basically.
Yeah, you can feel it.
Yeah,
and I love the side pockets. We did not mention the pockets, right?
So there's a couple of things. So got pockets on both sides. So in mine, I've got phone in there, business cards there. It was tissues last week because I had hay fever. So they fit in. You get your handy perfect.
Yeah.
So I've got tissues and a phone.
Brilliant.
But also, as well, they have got a gusset in, so you don't get camel toe.
Well,
so that's another essential.
Well, for girls, very important thing.
Yeah.
Maybe for guys as well, we should get all the fun.
The main thing is it's just the comfort and just feeling secure when you're doing your exercise, and I know that nothing's going to fall out or hang over and stuff, but they're just really good quality. The stitching as well, they do this 6 needle 4-way point stitching that goes straight over my head. But I've tried all the different stitching, and this is the best. It's just so, it's solid. It's solid. And it's great because I've just got, the thing is, I've got confidence in the product. I know it works.
I kind of felt, because we get so many variety, like I said, some are real body conscious, even when they don't need to be. And I just felt it really kind of covered that angle a bit.
It's the whole point is just so you feel good. It's really about just feeling good, and especially this this bit here that we've got for the stomach, because it just pull up and it almost sucks everything in. It's great. And I know I had one lady who had a pair of these leggings, and she put it on Facebook, and she was like, wow, I love how I feel in these. And somebody put, oh wow, you've done really, really well. And she goes, it's actually the leggings. She goes, it's the leggings that's pulled everything in. And she says, I'm going to wear them every day now. So she's brought a couple more pairs.
Wow.
And that's really nice.
It is,
Is it not amazing that product can really boost someone's confidence?
How
they feel about themselves. And I think this is maybe the purpose of you creating this line. You adding confidence, and color to women's life.
Yeah.
You don't do guys, do you?
Not at the moment.
That was the right question. Yeah.
People say, are you doing activewear for men? Are you going to do it for children? So who knows?
Who knows?
Watch this space.
One thing at a time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, my 10-year-old daughter, she fits in the extra small capris. So for 10-year-olds, there we go. Extra small capris, perfect.
Wow.
So,
Well, I was gonna mention as well, because you're doing capris, you're doing full length leggings, you're doing the sport bras, and tops,
dry fit tops.
dry fit tops, and skirts.
Yes.
And I loved how you, because I'm not a big fan of skirts myself, but you sold it to me last week when you told me when you went on holiday.
Brilliant. Yeah.
And you, because that skirt has obviously those shorts underneath with the pockets,
Of
which
course.
is, you know, your safe way of not being robbed while you're just on holiday.
Yeah.
And I thought, actually, I do like that idea.
It was brilliant because this marketplace we went to in Tenerife, massive market, it's lovely, but when we did some research on it before, it said just be really careful of your belongings and stuff. So I wore my skirts and it was great. So again, phone in one pocket, wallet and cards, thin wallet and cards in the other pocket underneath the skirt bit, so you wouldn't even know I've got anything under there, and it was great. So I could just walk around and it was fab. But it was nice as well because it was quite a windy day, so I knew even if the skirt blew up, I had my shorts underneath.
There's shorts underneath, yeah.
So it's perfect. Yeah, I do like a skirt. They're like, it's like Marmite though. People either love the skirt or it's like, no, it reminds me of school. You know, it reminds me of my PE teacher and stuff, but I'm all about the sport. So, but I wear them obviously for work, but I wear them out and about with a vest top.
Yeah.
They're great, they're really comfy. So,
Yeah, brilliant.
Who knows?
Brilliant. How did you get into like health and fitness?
So I did my degree in sports science. So I went to it's now Leeds University, but I was based at York, Ripon and York St John. So we talked about York earlier, and it was a beautiful place. So I went there. I did get an injury to my knee, and so I couldn't do, because my plan was I wanted to go into one of the armed forces and be a PTI there. But I really damaged my knee, ripped the ligament, so I couldn't unfortunately do that. So I kind of didn't do sport for a while, and I did lots of like customer service roles. Sales. I worked in London and Switzerland, all everywhere. And then I just had a sit down. I thought, what do I actually want to do? You've got one shot here. I want to be happy. I want to do something that I really enjoy and I really feel passionate about. And that's sport. I've always loved sport since I was absolutely tiny. So I thought, right, I need to retrain because it's like 20 years ago now and lots has changed. So I did some other qualifications so I could become a PT. Then I did my MVQs in exercise to music. So I'm qualified to do sort of combat, clubber-size, Zumba, but I just do the combat and clubber-size at the moment. And then, it just built from there. But also because I've done life coaching as well. And I worked with a lot of women who had found that when they had a family, they felt that they'd lost their identity. So they'd become, Billy's mum or so-and-so's wife. They didn't actually have their name anymore. And I remember looking through my phone book once, and I remember I had all my mum friends, not by their name, and it was by their child's name. It was like Mary's mum, Olivia's mum, and it's like, no, these are actually people. And so I started just working with a lot of women just to try and get them back to themselves, to being Emma. You know, and just for them to like rediscover what they enjoy doing, and just because once your child hits 5 and they go to school, suddenly it's just like, it's, as a mum, it's like you are still needed, but not 24/7 as much as you used to. And it's sometimes you feel lost and you're like, well, what do I do now? Because I don't know who I am anymore. So it's about finding out who they were and just building them back up as a person to have their own identity again. So so I did that. And then the PT and the clubber-size, and a lot of my PTs as well, I do incorporate that life coaching. So we'll have some sessions where obviously it's about doing kettlebells and squats and stuff, but then other times it might be a PT where it's actually about the mind. And we'll sit there for the hour and we'll talk things through if there's any issues and stuff. So it's about the mental health as well as the physical.
I think that's really important though. I think that's really, really important. One, it's just coming in for this and off you go home. I think it's important to cover that, what we do that as well.
Definitely.
Because everyone coming in for a reason, but a lot of the time it's something that's maybe going on the back.
Well, actually quite often, I spent years working in the gyms and on many occasions when clients were coming for a session, you could tell, they were just like fully
Yeah.
charged up,
Yeah.
just about to pop. And sometimes it wasn't about the squat, it was about the conversation.
Yeah.
And they were coming literally. It didn't matter whether they were coming for, to push, in the gym and just get their PB on that day, or just release those, limiting thoughts, that heavy emotions, and just leave home feeling like revived and fresh, and ready for the day, really again, right? So I know that I can see personal trainers, when I go to the gym myself now, they still do the both roles. Sometimes you can see them sitting and talking to the client, and sometimes you can see them just working hard. And in some people's mind, they might be thinking, oh, they're not doing really well because they're sitting with their client, but they don't know what they're doing with the client.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes that talk is more important than squatting. And was always my approach too. So it's so lovely and refreshing to hear, like yourself, talking about this kind of approach, because we have to look at all of the aspects of health. It's a physical, mental, emotional. You can't separate those. And it sounds to me, it feels like you are actually hitting all of the targets. So you have a very holistic approach and experience in all of those areas. And on top of that, this is just like cherry on top of the cake, those leggings, just you're adding the color to people's lives. This is just amazing.
Thank you.
Really love that.
I was speaking to my mother before I got here, and she just said, who would have thought like 20 years ago you'd be designing your own activewear, because that was not in my plan. And here I am. With leggings.
It's like we said before we come on air, just sometimes until you take that step forward on something, you never know where it's going to go. And it might shift a little bit, it might change, but pretty much that's put you on that path to wherever it is, really.
And the thing is, I remember talking to my husband about this, and he said, you've got to do it, because I know what I'm like. If I've got an idea, if I don't do it, I'm just going to regret it. And I always think it's better 100%. To do something and regret it than not do it, and always think, oh, if only I had have done that. Because I don't want to look back in 5 years' time and just say, why didn't, especially if you see someone else doing with your idea, and you think, why didn't I do that? And sometimes things don't work, but you've tried, and it's like, right, so that didn't work, but that part did, so I can try something else using those skills that I learned last time and things like that. So
and this is
trial and error.
So what would you say? I'm just curious, because I love what you just said about seeing someone else doing it and you feeling like you want to do it and then not doing it, right? What would you say to a person who is in a very similar situation, just before making decision of going ahead with their ideas, with plans, and they see that there is someone else doing the same thing? What would you say to them? I
would still do it, because again, if you don't, you will regret it. And competition is always, it's healthy to have competition out there.
Plenty of pie for everyone, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And
integrity.
The sports industry is huge now. It's not just, as we touched on before, it's not just the physical, it's the mental as well. And a lot of people do use sport for escapism as well. So there's that. It is just a huge industry at the moment. So there is, and it's good you look at your competition, and there's things that, I have my certain competition, and I'll look at their leggings and I'll look at all the positives, but then I'll think, actually that didn't work for me, but what would work? So I would then say, right, that's not right for me, but I know what would work on my leggings would be this, and just using it as research, really. But never be afraid just to step forward and do it, and come out of your comfort zone as well, because you just don't want to regret something because you didn't try it. I just think, and the worst that can happen is that it doesn't work.
And then you'll find something else, right?
Exactly, you'll find something else and just be like, well,
at least I've tried.
Because you will kick yourself if you don't try, and but like with my activewear, if after 3 years it doesn't work, I've tried. But it will. I know it will.
I got a lot of confidence in
thank
this.
you.
Yeah, seriously.
I would be like, if you decided to pull out, and I'm in 3 years' time thinking, I think it's the time for my new leggings. Where is Emily, right? Where is, well, what? She finished. She can't.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. I can see almost having like shops, high street shops. I really feel.
I'd love to, just because I know how I feel in them. I know how my clients feel in them. And I just want that to come across.
It just popped into my head. I need to say, you are selling confidence with spark.
Nice. Oh, I like that. That could be my
write it down.
You can have it. You can have it.
I will hashtag you.
Yeah. Hashtag Anja.
You heard it here first.
Yes.
So I'm really looking forward to a new line. We had a brief chat about your winter collection, which I'm not going to talk about because I don't even know what it is.
Yeah,
but
well,
I'm
what's
already
coming
curious,
up? What's
you
coming
know.
up? What can you tell us that you got coming up? Or what?
Winter, obviously, lots more patterns of the leggings, but I want to do hoodies as well. So I've already had a
that's
couple
it,
of
I'm on.
samples in. It's just so soft. It's lovely. So I had a sample in a mint green, a lilac, and a black. And they've all got, so on these leggings as well, because, well, I do have one tag, but it's on the outside, so it doesn't actually affect anything. So on the hoodies, there's plain hoodies, and then you've just got the EH at the bottom. But they've gone already. I'm not supposed to sell my samples because they're for me to keep and just try. But 2 of my PC clients are coming in and like, right, you're selling that, can I have that one and stuff? Because they've tried them on, so they're really soft. And then I've kind of used them to get the feedback on it, so I know what's going to work for winter. So
It's a prototype.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just want to get some hoodies that will complement the leggings as well. So yeah.
Well, that sounds like a perfect opportunity for guys' hoodies. I love a good hoodie.
Yeah. Well, he's tried on one of my hoodies and he really likes it.
So,
yeah. And then it's a bit more versatile and stuff. So yeah. But who knows? I have ideas that, like, it's always just when I go to bed and I'm really tired and then I get an idea and then I spend the next 4 or 5 hours with this idea how I'm going to market it and whatnot. Then it's 5:15, Billy's crying and it's time to get up, and then Chris wakes up and he's just like, I'm just like, oh, I didn't sleep. He goes, you all right? And I go, yes, but I've got this amazing idea.
Yeah.
I've created this logo. I've done this advert, and he's like, I can't believe you've done all of that. Well, I've been asleep. But you just get this idea, and you've just got to go with it and whatnot. Because I was thinking the other day, I was like, oh, sports bags, and also I'd love a leopard print sports bag.
Yeah,
Be
beachwear.
really good, yeah.
Why not?
Yeah,
Trainers. We were talking about trainers.
I would be so branded.
This could be a long
Everything.
podcast.
We're going to come out with so many ideas at the end of this talk. Like bikini, decals, all sorts.
Socks, everything.
But you could. That's the thing. You don't know.
Yeah,
you just don't know where it will
There's no
take
limit,
you.
really, is
So,
it? There's no limit on that.
Yeah, one thing at a time. But it sounds like you've got such an exciting journey ahead. And I love, again, I'm just gonna mention it because it's important, taking on the opportunities, and following passion and doing what you're really passionate about, and not being scared of failing.
Yeah.
Because do you know that the biggest regrets people ever have just before they pass away? They say, I wish I've tried this and that and the other, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. And like you said, it's better to regret, try something, tick the box off and say, well, at least tried it, right?
Didn't work for me, it wasn't for me.
Yeah. So I love that.
Yeah,
So.
thank you. That's always been my motto, and obviously some things I've done, I've looked back, I'm like, oh, but
I've had loads
from
of
them.
failures, or whatever you want to call them, really, or learning things. So many, and some have really, they've really cost me mentally, emotionally, and monetary. But I was listening to what you were saying, and actually they popped back in my head, and some of the stuff over the last couple of years, and I think, oh God. But I'm so glad I did it, because I would. Yeah. And I probably would still do it again, but I've learned on how now, or the way not to do it, basically, and also having that information of I could do it this way. So
it's all stepping stones.
Yeah.
All these experiences to get you where you are. To get you where you are now.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
well, one thing was don't spin so many plates. That was probably the biggest lesson. And,
I think we're all guilty of that sometimes.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Yeah, you just have to take a step back and think, right, what's actually important?
Yeah.
What can be pushed back for X amount of months? Because if you try and do too many things at once, you're not going to do your best at certain things. It's best to focus on
definitely on one. And remember, before we came on air, you said, how do we get into the podcast? And I was telling you about my experience with I'd go over to the States and have like a 3-day weekend there, and I'd come back and my saying just buzzing, I got to do a book, I got to do a podcast, I got to do a live show, I got to do this, and we got to do that, and we got to do the other. And then I think it was only a few months later, I went back again. I was like, oh my God, I'm still haven't done the other bits. And someone come up and said, just implement the one. Yeah. Implement the one, let that settle, and they're okay, so that was just a bit easier. Yeah. But it's still some of those things I want to do again, So just leave it, just calm, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. But
it can be crazy. You want almost like you would just want to go all out, 1,000 miles an hour, this one direction. You want to just hit all the targets at once, and they say, just Rome has not been built overnight. It's true, but you have to just remember, have it in mind that there is another day. It's called tomorrow. You can divide it. You can focus on one. Like you said, if you try to do everything, you're losing on quality.
Yeah.
And it's just better to give yourself a time and permission just to focus on one thing. I had the same thing, chasing too many rabbits at once. Good at this, good at this, good at this, good at this, but not excellent at anything. But even though I had that kind of approach, I've learned so much from doing it, and that added to what I'm doing right now. And I've narrowed down so much that I feel so much more clear-minded and focused what I'm about, and I'm still narrowing down, just to specialize myself. So then it's just one direction at 150, and that definitely works massively.
Yeah,
works massively.
That's good.
I don't know whether this is cultural thing or basically applies to everyone. That you just want to do everything.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna let anyone in, or you have to be in competition with everyone everywhere. It's just, I think that goes away as you mature and have a little bit of experience. I find so.
I suppose starting out in a business, it can be a bit like that sometimes, because you got a lot of you're doing something, you're stepping into that bubble, but there's still some anxieties and fears. And then as soon as what, so it doesn't matter so much.
So you're still finding your niche?
It's take a while to find your niche, I suppose, couldn't it?
Yeah. We had this conversation the other day.
We got right off sidetrack here.
I know, and then you find no, I'm gonna make a U-turn. And you find niche within a niche, and this is going back to you. This is how you started your branding line of clothing with the sportwear for pregnant women. That led you to
where I am now. Yeah. I think the thing I've learned the most about this business is just to learn to be patient, because I'm very like, if I have an idea or I want it now. It needs to be done now. And I remember I was just all I wanted to do was just launch my product. But I thought I can't, because I need to get it right. So there was so much, getting one set of samples in, trying them out, washing them X amount of times. Thank goodness we've got solar panels, and just to make sure it was right. And like the labeling inside, this was different originally, but I thought, I can't rush it, because yes, I do want to launch and I want to start selling this product, but I need to be 100% sure of everything. And so it really did teach me. I mean, these came back 5 or 6 times until I got it to me to be perfect, and then I was like, right, now I'm going to do it. Because and it did put me about 3 or 4 months behind schedule, but in the long run, does that matter?
No.
I think if you were that focused, so basically, because the motto appears, start now, get perfect later. So I'm listening to, but because you weren't really holding it up, like putting it on the back burner, no, I'm going to leave it now. So you were still working on it. So it didn't really get held up. But sometimes I think because you put a target on it, sometimes we worry about falling short of our target, but had you not put it on there, it could have taken even longer. So, really, so you have
your targets, and sometimes you do have to move them. Just to take that bit of pressure off, because the last thing I wanted to do was put out a product to hit my target of 1st of August or whatever, and put out a product that I wasn't confident in, because then if I'm not confident in it, that's going to come across, and I won't be happy. I won't sell the products, and I don't want people to say, well, they look nice, but it was a bit crap when I put it on. And sometimes, why have I only got one pocket, or and it's just all those little things. So it was and I'm so glad that I was patient this time, because I've done things in the past where, like my car, for example, I wanted. This sounds terrible, but I wanted my car for my birthday weekend. So I chose the one that I knew I could get then, not the one that I actually wanted. Then, so I had my new car for my birthday weekend. After my birthday weekend, I was like, I wish I had waited and got the blue one, or whatever one it was now. So I kind of learnt that just wait, just be patient, and
I think it's important. So again, just there's a fly. I thought I'd spat on myself. There's a fly landed on my hand. Hello, Mr. Fly. I think even the stuff we've been doing around here, I wanted part of me was like, oh, I need to do that last year. And
Yeah.
I just there was stuff going on. I thought, no, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I waited to
Take
to
your
that
time
right
and do it
moment.
right.
Because you
Yeah.
like for you to sell your stuff
Yeah.
here, I think, oh, this is the perfect time, really.
I'm so excited to be in here. It's brilliant, and along with all the wonderful artwork you've got in here
Oh,
as well,
thank you,
it's just it's just a really good location. So thank you so much.
Oh,
Very
no, it's my
excited.
pleasure, yeah.
It's
I
very
think as
cool.
soon as you come in, I didn't need to look at stuff. I thought, right, that's it. We've got good energy. And that's,
You're
that's
in,
sold.
we're not gonna tell
Yeah,
you. Just
sold.
but you're in.
Thank you guys.
But I think things like that are important. You create, you know, what we give off is, you know, that's what we're buying into, really. That's why, you know, obviously you've done well with everything else that you're doing. Is, you know, seeing, you know, what we do, isn't it?
And guys, energy never lie. And I think you actually buy into that energy by buying those leggings. So I highly recommend it.
So obviously you said your husband done some martial arts, so I'm waiting for like the martial arts line now.
Yeah, I need to do so. I was telling you about all the different coloured wraps you've got and everything last week. So
Yeah.
Maybe that could be the next thing.
Yeah.
Emily Harford, martial arts.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Nice ring.
Could do
So
a bit
yeah,
of new
but who knows? That's the thing. You just don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know where it will go to. So
Yeah. Well, the best of luck for
Thank
sure.
you so much, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you.
Sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously we'll probably get you back on at some point.
Fab.
Pick your brains because there's a lot there, and I think.
Yeah.
So how? If there's anyone else interested in whether it be purchasing your sport activewear or collaborating the same way, how can they get in contact with you?
So I've got so many pages on Facebook these days.
Yeah, I was saying.
I've got the
It's like
Emily
Twister, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. So I've got the Emily Harford Activewear for Women page. Then I've also got Clubber-Sized Cheltenham with M. I've got Emily Harford Fitness and Life Coaching, and then my personal page, just Emily Harford.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just contact through there. Just send me a message.
Do you have a website as well?
Yes, I do. So the website is ehactivewear.co.uk.
So what we're gonna do to make it easier, because you probably already forgotten, we're gonna drop it in the comments, the links.
Yep.
So if
Perfect.
anyone would like to contact you, they can just follow the link.
Yeah.
Just make it
Perfect. Yeah.
Easy.
Excellent.
Right,
Thank you,
brilliant.
guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Don't forget to share and obviously put some nice review in for Em. I don't know, why not as well?
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Bye.
Bye.